Hey everybody, how we all doing? Hope things are going well this good old Wednesday evening. One more time, remember the Supplemental.com forums. We're here with another edition of Mega Man X-Cellence, a multi-part series where we play through basically the entire Mega Man X series, at least the mainline Mega Man X series. And as we're on part 4, that means we're on Mega Man X4. Honestly, my favorite X game of all time. Possibly my favorite Mega Man game of all time. And that's saying a lot because I really, really like Mega Man Legends 2. And plus, there's like, what, 60, 70 Mega Man games out there in total, turns out. I have a lot of reverence for this game. It was the second Mega Man game I ever owned. It was the first PlayStation game I ever owned. I actually got it on Christmas Eve 1997, one day before I got my PlayStation. Which, once I got that, I was like, oh, I guess I'm getting a PlayStation. That's pretty rad. But, yeah, needless to say, I've played this to death. As a kid, I had a ton of trouble with it. I did beat it once or twice, but I remember not having an easy time of it. And needless to say, like every couple of years, I come back and replay it. Although this time around, it's been probably the longest period in time between playing Mega Man X4 now and about, I think, 5 years ago was the last time I've actually played it. So this is exciting. I am like super into like just sitting down and playing this again for about the 4th time this week. So we're doing something a little bit different here. The first thing is that I should explain what our challenge run is for today. For the first 5 Mega Man X games, we're doing challenge runs. And for this one, we're doing a Zero-Minimalist run. This is the first Mega Man X game where you get to play Zero. And, well, I should say you get to play as a fully fleshed out Zero, not the weird version of Zero where you get an X3 that can only play like a third of the stage at a time. Zero in Mega Man X4 plays incredibly differently from X. It turns it from a Mega Man X game to kind of something else. Since a lot of it you have to get up close and personal, and a lot of the upgrades you get from bosses aren't just like, hey, you get a boss weapon. It's more upgrades to Zero's abilities. So we're doing a minimalist run of that, where we're not going to collect any heart tanks, we're not going to collect any sub-tanks, the weapon tank, or even the EX tank that you can get. So none of those upgrades. So we're going to have the lowest amount of health possible and no way to refill it other than enemy drops. We're not going to use any of the boss weaknesses or any of the abilities that use the special attack buttons. So with one notable exception that we'll get to when we get to it. So basically can't hit any boss weaknesses and whatnot, which means that we're going to have a heck of a time with some of these bosses. But I've been doing another thing that's kind of crazy. I've actually been doing some practice, so we'll see how this goes. And one final thing is we are going to allow movement abilities, and the reason being is twofold. One, in this game you can play either as Mega Man X or you can play as Zero. X doesn't have a double jump. One of the abilities you can get as Zero is a double jump. But because it's a part of a boss that you beat, none of the stages are really built around that. So we don't actually have to worry about really using it to exploit anything. That, and I guarantee you I'm going to accidentally double jump at some point during this, so we might as well just not worry about that. The other movement ability you get is an air dash, which is kind of the same thing. Air dashing actually is not that useful in Mega Man X4. A lot of the stages are pretty long corridors that are just meant for you to destroy enemies really quickly. So air dashing, not really that useful. We also get another sword, essentially a sword upgrade. We can't avoid that. You get it as part of defeating Slash Beast. So we'll have a nice purple sword halfway through, and there's no way they can turn that off. So that's the only real restrictions on this run. Otherwise, it's actually pretty darn straightforward. Once again, though, this should go smoothly. Every Mega Man X game we've done so far in this stream has had something catastrophically go wrong. This one around, I think it's going to go fine because I decided to play the Saturn version about a week ago just to see if there was any major differences, and that ended up, well, it resulted in me playing through the entirety of Mega Man X4 on the Saturn, which, spoiler alert, there's no real big difference between the Saturn and PlayStation versions. Some different, little graphical issues, like instead of transparencies on certain things. There's different sprites. Some sound cues are a little different. Otherwise, completely the same game. Plays exactly the same. But because of that, I took some opportunity to do some practice and learn some boss patterns and whatnot, because it turns out it's a whole different ballgame when you play Zero and you play against these bosses. And I'll go a little bit more into that once we get there. But I think with that, we might as well just go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and soft reset. I thought I already had to reset. What is going on? Okay, let's close this down and reopen it. I think I may have accidentally hit a slowdown key while I was messing around with things. So, no worries. That's an easy enough problem to fix. This is an issue. This is an issue that has literally never occurred before. There you go. All right. Problem solved. No worries. That's okay. You get to see that awesome PlayStation logo. And you also get to watch this absolutely hot intro. Like, seeing this as a kid, I was totally in, like, 100%. It's like, look at this anime. It's so good. Never occurred to me that they did a Hitler salute. Huh. Well, isn't that lovely? Yeah, perhaps we're gonna finally learn what Zero is fighting for. Oh, it's so good. Oh, this is so good. A lot of Mega Man X5 hate going on in the chat right now. Alright. The hottest of intros. Get ready for a lot of anime cutscenes in this game, by the way. This game's chock full of them, which is pretty great.
Mega Man X4.
Literally still get nostalgia chills from this. Alright, first off, gotta change your button config real quick. Put that dash on R1, because we're not gonna be switching weapons. Make this a little easier for us. So I did a poll earlier today on Twitter asking what your favorite color was, either red or black. And the answer overwhelmingly was black, as it turns out. So, we're going to go ahead and enter a little button code here. And theoretically, after this cutscene, we should have a black Zero. But first, story.
Who are you?
My masterpiece.
But who are you?
After him, he is my nemesis. Our rivalry is what gives me motivation in life. Now go. Destroy him. That's an order.
But wait!
Who's that shadowy man? No idea. Definitely doesn't look like anybody I've known.
Ever since Emergency! Emergency! All Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
The same dream. Again.
All Maverick hunters on call should assemble immediately.
Concerned that Rep Boys 1 have to sleep and 2 have dreams. Seems kind of unnecessary, but... Mavericks emerged at .5567. They've occupied Sky Lagoon. This looks like Rebel Force is doing. Rebel Force, okay, I'm on my way. Alright, so if I enter this code correctly, we should have a 0 in a stunning black color.
Ready.
Great. So yeah, this is the first Mega Man game with button codes as well. Black Zero has nothing. There's nothing different about Black Armor Zero as compared to regular Zero. That'll change in later games, where he'll actually have like increased defense and whatnot. But here, just makes him look cool. Mavericks are bad because they, for some reason, don't like being indentured servants to humanity, and that's a bad thing. That is posited as being a bad thing in this game. I guess murdering people is technically also bad, but you know, This doesn't look good, sir. Oh yeah, here's Magma Dragoon. He's totally part of the Maverick Hunters. Not your enemy. That Maverick took out the power. What? Then the Sky Lagoon will come crashing into the ground. Yes, and destroy the entire city. We have to do something. It's too late. I must escape now. You best do the same, Zero. This game has a lot of dialogue. Damn, the Sky Lagoon falls. It will be disastrous. There's no time. I'm going down. I know when I originally played Mega Man X4, I definitely used the Ultimate Armor cheat for X.
Ready.
Yeah, don't build flying cities. Case in point, the carnage. It's horrible. Those Mavericks will pay for this. Forgot to do one thing. There we go. Hey. Meant to have that timer on. Don't you love it when you forget things? That was going to destroy him there. Fortunately, no. Yeah, so just making our way through this first stage real quick. Nothing too particularly crazy going on. Hey, it's Iris! Iris, what are you doing here? Are you okay? Guess I gotta do a lady voice. Zero, did you come to save me? Yes, hang on! A huge Maverick appeared in! Stay here, Iris, I'll handle this. The trail effect is so good. Is this really one of the Rebel forces? I don't have a moment to spare. I have to defeat him, or else. So, it's explained in the manual, but Iris there is Zero's girlfriend. She has never appeared in the game before, she just kind of shows up. Zero's got a girlfriend now. Pretty rad, good for him. And now, obligatory opening boss. This guy's... well, he's easy regardless if you use X or Zero. Definitely faster if you use Zero, though. Just because you can hit him out of his invincibility frames a little quicker than you can with X. But, yeah, absolutely no issue. Because somebody just wanted a cool dragon. Colonel, Zero! A long time no see. Colonel, what are you doing here? I've come to save my sister Iris. I only hope she's okay. She's fine, I just rescued her. She's doing okay. Oh, thanks, Zero. I owe you one. Colonel, I have a question for you. Did your unit attack this place? What are you talking about? Rebel Force came here for help. We weren't involved in the attack. They suspect you've become a Maverick. What? Disarm and come with me to the HQ. I'm afraid I can't. Soldiers never drop their weapons. I won't do it, not even for you, Zero. Then they'll think you're a Maverick. So be it. The Rebel Force prefers war over dishonor and shame. Goodbye, Zero. Wait, Colonel, listen to me. Damn, this is good, Colonel. They may decide the entire Rebel Force is a group of mavericks. So yeah, due to basically a misunderstanding, now we're fighting against the entire Rebel Force, which is a Rebloid army that Dr. King built. For reasons.
Brave soldiers of Repliforce, we have all been wrongfully judged as mavericks
Yes.
by the humans. We cannot suffer this.
That was post-apocalyptic
indignity and
Portland
live
there.
in disgrace. We will build our own nation of Reploids. But remember, this is neither about insurrection nor rebellion against our human creators. This is about our liberty and security. We must battle for our own individual rights and our own survival. Together we will build our nation, a sanctuary for all Reploids, our own utopia. Let us forge onward towards a new golden era for the Repliforce.
I too share the general sentiment. Take heed, we have no other choice. Let us fight valiantly, with courage and pride, without fear, for we are the Repliforce. The most powerful army in history!
J-Spot, thank you for the resub. Hail, Rebel Force. Oh my, who's this shadowy figure?
The General has finally taken action. And now, my Maverick Hunters, what will you do? I'll be watching closely from here on out.
Oh no, Sigma's the CEO of Antifa. I knew they had a leader. Turns out it was Sigma the entire time. What's the problem? Iris, what are you doing here? My brother Colonel started the coup. I know. Please don't fight against him. There must be some kind of mistake. They've occupied several cities already. As a hunter, I must stop them. Zero. I must go now! So yeah, now we get a good introduction to all the different Mavericks. Infiltrate enemy occupied jungle and destroy the weapon under construction. Cyberspace, you literally go into the internet. A bug has corrupted the network. Dive into cyberspace and exterminate it. Air Force, the Rebel Force ship is taken off. Pursue and blast it out of the air. Literal volcano. Dragoon of the 14th unit is a traitor. Yeah, turns out Magnum and Dragoon is a traitor. Locate and bring him back to Hunter HQ. Marine base. Rebel Force decimated the city and left. Pursue them aboard a land chaser. Biolab. The abandoned lab is now operational. Investigate and destroy the lab. Military train. A military train is moving supplies. Cut off Rebel Force supply route. Snow base. We discovered a hidden snow base. Halt production of their new weapon. So because we're doing a minimalist run, there's not really a strict order that we're going to really do this in, except we're going to do split mushroom first. And I'll explain why here in a second. But first, these hot intros. He occupies the laboratory and will attack whoever visits there. And all of them are just as good. Poor Toad. So the reason why we're coming here first, besides the fact that the music is absolutely rad, is because the upgrade that we get from Split Mushroom is Kuambu. Kuambu does two things for you. The first is that it gives you a double jump, which that's actually not the thing that we want. Double jump, once again, it's good, it's nice to have, but other than a few situations, it's actually really not that useful, just because the stages aren't built around a double jump. Instead, we want to get the second thing that Kuambu gives us, and it changes our jump attack into a 360-degree spin. This attack is borderline broken, and I will demonstrate why once I get that. So needless to say, doing this first is going to make our lives a lot easier in many different situations. This is also like one of the actual few vertical stages in this game, which is kind of nice. It's probably one of my favorite my favorite stages overall in Mega Man X4. And of course now we have this jerk. That sounds pretty awesome, Worms. Man, I want some chicken wings right now. Hey, Kiwi bro! Oh no! I should have disabled that! Zero in many ways is like Luigi. You know, he is kind of the second banana. Also, hope your day's going good. So yeah, the secret to this mini-boss is just to kind of slowly move your way to the left. Slowly destroy the boss and whatnot before they can destroy all your platforms, which is pretty darn easy. Also, not enough praise for these awesome, like, spinning staircase levels, where you don't really actually go anywhere. But man, it looks so cool back in 1997. Okay, that went smoothly. It was a good joke, Kiwi. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, you should have done that. Giving me like a serious dilemma. Alright, now this is an X-Buster only run. Agreed. Some people don't like the way the stages look, because it has kind of a tilted look to them. But I honestly don't have a problem with that. Some people have a little bit of trouble knowing where they're going to land because of it, but it's never been an issue for me. So, unfortunately with this auto-scroller, we can't actually jump up these walls, because I guess they're just covered in moss. Ouch. So, we get to just sort of wait this out, and take shots we really shouldn't be taking. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, so... Ow. Okay, it took way too much damage than... Well, way more damage than I was expecting there. Just kind of sloppy play. Yeah, this game just has a really good visual style. Okay, split mushroom. You made it this far. I'm impressed. You interested in a real challenge? Who's your commanding officer? Never mind that. It's time to fight. So split mushroom can be a problem. He's arguably the toughest Maverick to fight. Especially when you mistime your hits like that. And just a big reason is because he has a very irregular pattern that can get desynced. Mostly because of these splits that he does. And it's going to become a real problem here right now. So depending on how you do your positioning here, you may get yourself trapped in the corner, which, given that we definitely do not have as much health as Split Mushroom does, can be a real problem. Here, it ended up being okay. Believe it or not, because of the upgrade we're going to get from this boss, Split Mushroom is actually going to be tougher on the refights, because we're not going to be doing full damage to him. But here, ended up being no issue. That's what happens when you practice, Kuma. I made it a point to practice all of these. Yeah. With the correct timing, higher and further jumps are possible while airborne. It's a double jump. Quinzin may be activated while attacking in the air. Alright, so now we don't really have a particular order we need to go in. We can basically go wherever we want, so we might as well start with Web Spider here and just move our way left. It protects the secret of the jungle! Oh, the secret weapon of the jungle, even. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll do that. We'll let chat pick who I play next. This is arguably my favorite stage in the game. It just looks really good. I love the music. Very, like, incredibly varied platforming, especially compared with the rest of X4. A lot of X4 is like empty corridors. Well, I wouldn't say empty corridors that are just filled with enemies. There's a lot of good up and down here. But yeah, you can already see the work that Koembu's like giving us by putting in here. This 360-degree spin hits multiple times, you can wiggle back and forth to do multiple hits. And just in general, will rip apart anything that moves that's in your way. It doesn't really help with the bosses too much, because they have invincibility frames, but regular enemies kind of stand no chance. Alright. I mean, I wish the Amazon rainforest turned into a techno jungle. That'd be pretty cool. Oh man, everybody's having internet trouble tonight. That's a bummer. So yeah, now for the second half of this stage. Second half has a lot more tight corridors and platforming, mostly because of those electric webs that are just there. So things can be a little bit more difficult. X has an excellent time going through here because he can just destroy all these hides with one charge shot. And it's incredibly satisfying. Not that Zero has much more trouble himself. But, really the big thing is just those stupid webs. They really slow you down. So we're gonna probably just damage boost through the vast majority of them.
It's not over yet.
It definitely is not, because I knew that health was down there. I do like the little robot snakes. Like, why do the robot snakes exist? There's no reason for them to exist. Now time for Web Spider. Ah, Zero, I've been expecting you. Spider, you work for Rebel Force? Yes, I lead a renegade unit now. There's still time. Call off the coup. No, I know where my loyalties lie. So this is a boss that kind of gets a little trivialized by Kurumbu. Mostly because of the double jump, actually. This is like the one of the few times where the double jump puts in a lot of work. It allows you to get triple hits here, which is nice. It also causes a ton of slowdown because you constantly have a hit going on inside of them. Also, unlike Split Mushroom, Web Spider does have a true desperation mode. After he goes down half health, he, as you can see, puts out these 4 webs. Will start spitting mini spiders down at you. And because he has kind of quick and somewhat erratic movement, it can actually be a bit tough to deal with. Because it's liable to just run directly into you. But thankfully, a lot of practice, so no issue here. I guess it kind of does sound like Goose Honks when he does that attack. Huh.
You won. Like you did.
Yeah, so Zero has a special move button that you can use in conjunction with directions in order to do different attacks. This one gives us like an electric whip attack, but we're never going to see it, so... it's cool that we have it, but it'll never be used. Alright! Chat, where should we go next? We got this cool peacock. Alright. Got 1 vote for Stingray. I'm gonna give it, like, say, 2 more seconds. Alright, we're gonna do Stingray. Go to where you can switch to Luigi Bro. Destroy the city and escape to the sea! So yeah, welcome to an auto-scroller that's really cool when you first play it, but not so much later.
Ready.
So you can speed this up a little bit by going all the way to back and dashing. But it is a little dangerous to do that, because there's a lot of instant death bits in the stage. And really the first part of the stage is what's dangerous. Second part of the stage, kinda whatever, actually. So we're gonna take it a little slow. Ow. Oh, okay, that was dangerous. I could have taken a death there, but turns out we were just fine. Alright, Marine Base Act 2. I actually have to be a little careful here because it's very possible to accidentally collect the sub-tank here. If I'm not careful at all with the dash. Also, this is one of the few stages in like all of Mega Man X where the boss Maverick actually shows up during the stage. And as you can see, he's very, very ineffective. Hey, he's back, look at him. Look at that Stingray. Ah! What a bad dash. So yeah, like I said, pretty darn easy to die in this stage. If we're lucky, that's going to be our only death this entire run. There wasn't supposed to be good comedic timing there. That was unintended. So I have to be really careful here. Because I don't want to do that first half again. There we go. So it's just not jump. And pretty much automatically survive. There we go. And see, yeah, there's the E-take up there. Y'all didn't see it. I think it does. I think it would let you restart from the second half, but I'm not entirely certain. Ah, he's still after me. Enough already. We settle this now. Jet Stingray is a complete joke, and I'm going to demonstrate why very quickly. Watch how this boss is completely unable to hit us. He does really like to do these dives, too. But yeah, you can literally just stand here, and he cannot hit you. He literally cannot hit you. Yeah! Oh, they have really good sealant. See, you can even stand directly behind him. And he just cannot do anything to you. As far as I know, there's not really huge... Okay, this is actually kind of bad. Yeah. He did the one thing that's actually a little difficult to dodge. So, rip hitless run there. Not that it was a big issue. I'll catch you up, Kiwi Bro. There's a bunch of robots who know how to think. And sometimes they go a little crazy and kill humans. So Maverick Hunters have to stop them. There's a virus that also infects them and makes them go crazy. It's bad. You're caught up. So this gives us the air dash. The air dash is going to be useful exactly one time. And we might not even experience it at all, depending on how that boss cooperates with us. Alright. What do we got next, chat? Do we want to go with the Magma Dragon that's based off Akuma? How about the Walrus? Everyone likes a Walrus. Oh yeah, don't trust bald robots as well. How about a train? Everyone loves trains. First person to suggest a stage. Alright. We're gonna go into cyberspace. Literal cyberspace. He lives in cyberspace and wants to destroy the network system. We'll do Walrus next.
Ready.
So this is a cool stage. So it's made up of these different... The first half is made up of these different sections that you're rated on how well you can get through the stage. In this case, we're doing bad. Oh my god. Ah! We just barely got a rank down. That sucks. So depending on how good you do, that's how you get the different bonuses in this. For instance... If we were to get the S rank there, we would actually get X's capsule. Is, like the helmet capsule? It would just be a 1-up for Zero, though. This should be the hard tank, which we're just gonna jump over, because minimalist run. And this next section would give us an E-tank. But there we go. No worries. Okay, jump on over that. That's really my biggest fear, though, is that I'm accidentally going to collect an item. Oh, the music's so good. Oh my god, the music in every one of these stages is just so good. Like, I honestly think the music in this game is better than the music in Mega Man X, which is a very unpopular opinion. But it's also my opinion, so whatever. So the second half has these rolling puzzles that, honestly, you'll never actually ever really engage in. Like, it's very easy to actually just do these on complete accident. But yeah, time for Cyber Peacock. Time for the Tetrasphere from Tetris 64, aka Tetrasphere. I'm impressed you made it this far, but you can't beat me. Get ready. So Cyber Peacock is a boss that should be incredibly difficult until you realize until you figure out how to deal with him. Mostly because of his homing attack. So most of the time he just tries to appear on top of you. If he appears slightly off-center, he's going to actually use his peacock feathers. And you can get like a nice second hit on him. Messed up that pattern. If he appears directly on top of you, he'll just jump up. For the homing feathers, it can be a little difficult to deal with. Because you have to... It's a kind of a lazy pattern, but it's done in such a way that you actually have to do 2 different dash patterns at the start before you can actually get into an acceptable rhythm and just avoid all of them. Otherwise, that attack is going to just completely destroy you. There we go. Okay, so now it's going to be completely safe. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, literally you'll take 4 hits on there and you'll be dead. Yeah, learning Cyber Peacock was a ton of fun. And it took a lot of practice to get that pattern down, but once you do, it's a lot of fun. And from him, we get Zero's Giga attack, which we'll never use.
You won. HOO HAH HOOOOOOO.
Ultimate special attack that channels all energy! Yeah, you get 4 uses of it, and it's actually a boss weakness. And it only will take off half their boss health, so you still have to deal with them, like, with the saber. Oh, right. I got a message from Repliforce. Zero, I'll be at the Memorial Hall. Be there. Don't go, Zero. Don't fight him. This is a matter of personal pride now. There's no avoiding this. I must go. Alright, get ready for more anime.
Colonel!
What?
I'm disappointed in you, Colonel.
What do you think you're doing?
It's not too late. Stop the coup now.
This is indeed it, Kiwi.
Prepare yourself!
Oh man, this hot fight.
Stop, please! Brother, please! Don't you remember? Zero saved my life.
Oh. Very well then. I'll spare your life for now. But next time, there'll be no mercy.
Yo, Iris Colonel, listen, trust me, you ain't nothing.
Zero, please, don't fight with my brother.
20 minutes, I'm gonna be wrecking you.
That one of you may end up.
Someone must stop Repliforce.
Zero!
Capcom voice acting from this era is just the absolute best. So if you were playing as X, you actually have to fight Colonel there. And it's a very, very easy fight, but it is interesting that you don't have to fight him as Zero. I don't know why they made that decision. I guess just because he wanted to do the story sequence here. He protects the secret weapon which lies inside the snow base. Also, I like the implication that Reploids have siblings. Like, somebody, like, built those two robots, I guess those two people being Dr. Kane, and was like, hey, what if we made them brother and sister? Guess what? We're putting that in your programming now, your brother and sister. Have fun with it. Yeah, so I purposely wanted to go up there to get the extra lives since we've been sitting at zero. Really shouldn't die from here on out, but you know. Also, EX Tank up here. EX Tank gives you makes you start with 4 lives instead of 2. Whenever you game over. Not really useful for our purposes, but you know, it's cool. Now for this mini-boss. Also, by the way, take a look at Chill Penguin there, kind of hanging out on the ice. And Blizzard Buffalo was at the start of the stage as well. Mega Man X1 and X3 boss Maverick, respectively. So, this boss, if you have Magma Dragoon's weapon, can be absolutely destroyed in about 2 hits. Unfortunately, we don't have that. We have the next best thing, though. In that we have Kuembu. And this boss has basically no invincibility frames, so it goes down pretty darn quick. As X, that boss takes absolutely forever. Or that mini-boss, I should say. And now for my favorite music track in the entire game. Like, it's not anything too special, but I just really like how it sounds. It has a really, you know, like, cold and arctic sound to it. Like, it really fits the stage. Oh, this stage is also notable because it has both the EX tank and the weapon tank in it as well. We take the top path, we get the weapon tank. Also, the military mechs are very, very cute. Attack, please, thank you. So here we gotta make sure we defeat these flying, I guess, swans? Because if we don't, they ice up the entire stage. And that is a bit of a problem. Like, we won't really be in too much danger overall, but, you know, it'll make it more difficult to deal with, and I'd just rather not. Alright, time for Frost Swallers. What's that blonde kid up to? I don't have time for you, Junior. Hey, shut up and fight already. Oh, that's it? You're going down. So Frost Swallers typically is the first Maverick you start out with. I'm actually gonna try some. I'm no good at doing the quick kills. Since he's the first Maverick you're supposed to start off with, as you can imagine, it's not particularly dangerous unless you get overly aggressive like I'm doing. There we go. Yeah, nothing really notable to say about him. Mm-hmm. Better believe it.
You won. Your weapon's up.
Yeah, so this gives us like a kind of a frost icicle, like a downwards thrust, that once again we're not going to be using. Alright, 3 choices left. Shall we go and join the Air Force? Military train? Can't really do Spider-Man. Already destroyed. How about a volcano? Got all the elements like represented. Train, air, and fire. Alright. Let's do military train. He defends the military train to protect the supply of goods. Oh yeah. We made short work of good old Web Spider.
Ready.
So this stage is scary, but not for the reasons you think. Not because of like anything that's actually going on in any of these stages, but because the heart tank is literally just in the main path of the stage, and it's exceedingly easy to accidentally pick it up. So we gotta be a little careful there. Ooh, nice, free one up. Because if we collect it, it's kind of run over in many ways. Because I have not been saving. I could save, I could do save state, but I live life dangerously. We'll obviously still continue to run if we pick it up, but we'll just call it an invalidated run. So fun fact, that container enemy that showed up only shows up if you take too much damage, which we did. So go us. And now for this mini-boss that's also just absolutely wrecked by Kuembu. A lot of the mini-bosses in this game just do not have any invincibility frames. So they get absolutely wrecked by Kuembu if you wiggle back and forth. Alright, time for the second half. The second half is very similar to the first half. You do get a right armor, which is nice. But we're not going to be using it. Minimalist run and all. It will make some situations a little bit more difficult to deal with. Mostly these jerks. But beyond that, it's not a big issue. Also, there's our heart tank, and hey, there we go. Run's still valid. Ooh, that guy wanted blood. So I'm not that worried about the amount of damage I'm taking here, mostly because Slash Beast is actually a very, very predictable boss. So taking a ton of damage here actually is not much of an issue. I would want like one safety hit, which so far we have enough health for that. Still do. Oh, right, you get healthier anyway, so who cares? Oh, I guarantee you Slash Beast is not going to get me. And I'll explain why once I get there. Speaking of, here's Slash Beast. Only one of 2 bosses in this game who doesn't have a boss door. You dare to attack my unit? I'm gonna enjoy fighting you. So Slash Beast. He is all about having proper spacing. With Zero, you're really tempted with a lot of bosses to just go in and try to wail on them as much as possible. And that's just not what you should do. Because bosses do not care about you. They'll run right into you, just absolutely mess you up. With Slash Beast, you want to keep a bit of distance from him so you can react to his jumps properly. Or when he does his jumping slashes like that, you can adequately slide underneath him. And as long as you just keep an eye on him and see what he does, everything he does is incredibly easy to dodge. Case in point. That diving attack he did to me, where he kind of leaps in the air, if he grabs you, he'll slam you against the wall and does a ton of damage. It's actually very quick and is kind of hard to react to, but enough practice, well, you can do basically what I just did right there and just slide right underneath it. So yeah, Slash Beast is a pain to fight if you don't know his patterns, but once you learn them, not an issue. Shifuga's a really cool attack. You can actually combo out of it. We're never going to see it, because once again, he uses the special attack button. Alright, 2 choices left. And which do you prefer? Do you like eagles? Or do you like dragons? And by eagles, I mean owls. Do you like owls? Or do you like dragons? Got 1 for owl, got 1 for eagles. We got 2 for owl. He left with the Space Fortress to conquer the air. I like the idea that he took a spaceship in order to rule the skies.
Ready.
Very cool stage that you can take a ton of damage on if you're not careful. Also, has this ride armor. It's the only time this ride armor ever shows up. It's a really cool ride armor. We're not going to use it. No, it's cool. Storm Owl and Storm Eagle are actually friends. This is canonically true, by the way. So, I'm sure they just kind of used it. You know, they're just like, yeah, no, you can also be Storm whatever. So we gotta wait here, because otherwise we will collect that heart tank. One thing I am disappointed with about Mega Man X4 is a lot of the secrets, particularly the heart tanks, are just in your way. They're not particularly well hidden at all, and it's a bit disappointing. I always forget you can't just Kalembu those things to death. And yet I try always.
It's not over yet.
Agreed, Zero. It's not over yet. Skin of our teeth there. That was a pretty sloppy area 1.
Ready.
So, these enemies you want to defeat as quickly as possible because they shoot off a giant laser that obviously is a little difficult to deal with. Yeah, this is a very, very short area. Mostly because of this mini-boss. This mini-boss, once again, because we have Kalembu, can be pretty well trivialized. Although I'm not doing a good job of showing it off right now. Gotta kind of anticipate a little bit when he opens his eye and then wiggle in order to do a ton of damage. And now for Storm Owl. Storm Owl, this fight's either going to go incredibly smoothly or it's going to go incredibly poorly. It just depends on what sort of pattern I get. Why do you judge us as mavericks? Wait, stop the coup! No, we're justified in doing this. Do I have any future plans after I complete all these Mega Man X games? At the moment, no. Other than, yo, stream, keep streaming, stream all the time. But we are gonna do something else after this, certainly. So a lot of times he likes to fly up and do a swoop attack on you. Although, not always, as you can tell. So I have been thinking of trying to find the worst top 25 lists of, like, Super Nintendo games and just playing all of those. But I've also thought about doing that for, like, the Genesis. Oddly enough. I'm playing, like, the top 25 Genesis games, because I don't play a ton of Genesis games at all. And so that went incredibly smoothly. We did not talk about Owl at all. We'll talk about Storm Owl when we get to the refights, but basically, if he hangs out on the bottom, he gives you a lot of trouble, because Zero doesn't have a good way of attacking and dodging away from him. If he's on top, though, he's absolutely trivial. That's, kind of it.
You won 10-2.
So this is the enhanced Z-saber. I thought we got that from Slash Beast, but was incorrect. So yeah, this gives us a purple saber. It allows us to destroy some shots with our saber. It's very inconsistent what those shots are, so it's actually completely useless to us. Other than it just sort of looks good with Black Zero. I think later games it actually does make it stronger, though. He betrayed the irregular hunters and hid himself inside a volcano. Irregular hunters is what they're called in the Japanese version. They're called maverick hunters in the US.
Ready.
Wild Guns Reloaded run. I could be convinced. I've been meaning to play Wild Guns. But yeah, we're definitely going to continue doing like more retro streams like this, because honestly, I just enjoy doing this. Oddly enough, Magma Dragoon stage is probably my least favorite. But, just not really a huge amount of things to say about it. Try to get a little clever there. Castlevania. Oh, Castlevania? Castlevania would be cool.
Ready.
Contra Confluence? Oh, man. I am no good at the Contra games. Which would make me interested in playing through them. Okay, so more right armor action here. And once again, we could grab a right armor, but we're going to avoid that. This stage is very interesting in that you can actually take a right armor into the boss fight and just completely trivialize Magma Dragoon. We're obviously not going to do that, because Magma Dragoon is far more interesting to fight with that one. And also Minimalist Run. Yeah, so you would take the right armor below, because you can actually be in love with the right armor. Shattered Shoulder is an excellent game. Oh, I love that Contra game. Zero, it's really you. Why did you betray us? Answer me, Dragoon. I have no answer for you, my friend. Dragoon! So Magma Dragoon, the resident Shoto, based directly off Akuma, seems like he's completely random. He has a ton of attacks, including his Hadoukens, the Shoryuken, random jumps around, a dive kick, a flame wave attack, among others. He seems completely random, but he isn't. If he's in the corners like this, he's going to do the flame wave attack. If he ever dive kicks, he's always going to do a Hadouken after that. The Shoryuken can kind of come out whenever, but it's not too much of an issue. And once he gets below half health, his pattern speeds up. He'll only do one Hadouken instead of two after a dive kick. So as long as you anticipate that after he goes down to half health, he's actually an incredibly predictable boss, kind of like Slash Beast. So, not an issue. I wanted to defeat you. Then he appeared. He? Who? He told me he'd give me power, only if I worked for Repliforce. What? I couldn't refuse the offer. Sorry, Zero. Dragoon! Oh, we're closing in on Kiwi. We're not quite there yet, but we're closing in. So, that's it for all the Mavericks. So, Ryujin is a flame uppercut. It's actually required to beat the game, oddly enough. First Form Sigma requires it in order to even damage him. So that's our exception to the rule of the Minimalist run, by the way. Repliforce is at the Space Harbor. I have to go. No, please wait, Zero. I don't want to see you two fight. Someone has to stop your brother. I'm leaving. Oh, poor Zero's girlfriend, Iris. Iris is torn between her love and her robot brother, who technically all Reploids are her brothers, but, you know, whatever. So we're now into the Fortress stages. This is where Mega Man X4 kind of falls apart a bit. There's only 2 real Fortress stages, and they're honestly not really anything of note, to be perfectly honest. Like, I honestly think the first stage is the most fleshed out. It's really more of a boss gauntlet than anything else. So, that's a little too bad, but... Also, boy, there's a lot of those enemies here. And now it's time to fight the Colonel. Poor Colonel's about to get wrecked. He's another boss that is tough on his face until you realize he's an incredibly predictable pattern. I don't want to fight. Step back. I'm sorry, I can't let you through. Iris will be sad. Iris will be sad if she loses you. Don't be so presumptuous, Zero. Save until after you defeated me. Oh no, I'm gonna presume this.
Mercy. Now get ready.
So, that triple attack is the same every time. If he suddenly disappears like that, he comes in here to do his energy breaker, which I completely messed up. Okay, now this fight became a little scary, but not that scary. Oof, okay. Sacrificed a hit there because I was being an idiot, but... Really fond of Energy Breaker right now. He does have a Desperation attack, which I'm very surprised he hasn't done yet. Huh. He has a ground wave that he also do if he's below half health, but I guess he decided not to do it this time. Which, fair enough. Impressive, Zero, but it's too late. What? Repliforce has left for space! Even if I perish, Repliforce lives! Colonel, Zero, tell Iris that her brother died happily. Goodbye, Zero. Colonel! It's gonna go to the one place that capitalism hasn't corrupted. Space! Alright, time for the last real stage of the game. They've left for outer space. Scramble all Maverick Hunters. Iris! Where are you, Iris? She left with them? No! Maverick Hunters, scramble! I'm on my way. Don't do this to me, Iris. So, I'm gonna spoil this now. We're gonna be fighting Iris. And the reason why I'm spoiling this now is because we gotta talk about this boss fight. For the casual player, Iris is by far the deadliest boss fight in the game. Maybe second to Sigma, but I'd argue honestly that Sigma's easier. This is mostly due to her attacks. Iris appears to be invincible, but you're supposed to hit her rapidly to release her weak point. Every time you hit her though, she releases about 4 drones that home in on you that quickly will overwhelm you. She also has a laser attack that fires in the cross pattern with her weak points. That is kind of a lazy pattern, so it's very easy to get trapped by it. We're going to defeat Iris by going against all of her instincts and just absolutely bullying her. And I'll show that off here in a sec. Iris! So you fought with my brother. I'm sorry. Then it's over. Everything. Wait, Iris, listen to me. Goodbye, Zero. Iris! And Iris gets a really cool armor. This boss really is a terror.
Okay, I'll do it.
Fantastic! So, the secret of beating this boss is this. It is literally short hop and attack. It is literally short hop and attack. If we do this right, she's never going to use her laser attack. We will never take a hit. And there we go. That's Iris. Iris is a complete joke if you literally just spam attack. And I'm just gonna be silent for this.
Iris! Iris!
Zero,
Hang in there, Iris.
please, stay away from Reploforce. Let's live together. In a world where only Reploids exist.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know, but I wanted to believe it. I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist with you.
Iris! 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 Ah! No, this isn't happening! There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Okay, so let's go over that scene. Because every time I see that scene, there's something new. And there's something new I even notice now.
Ready.
First off, that's supposed to be an emotional scene. And Iris is like, man, I'm just really sad that we couldn't genocide all the humans and just have Reploids. And that's just, like, completely glossed over. It's like, yeah, nah, really does suck, doesn't it? Also, this is the one part we actually need to double jump. So there's that. It's like, damn, sorry, Iris, that we couldn't just kill all the humans. The second is, yo, Zero's died already once. Like, literally Zero exploded. And they just sort of repaired him? Why can't they do that with Iris now? Oh. Alright. Also, time for the General, who's gotten really tall now. General, many people will die because of you. Those lives are on your conscience. Independence always has a high price. What about Iris? Did you forget her? I have no regrets. Come on, Zero.
My fate is sealed. I have no choice.
So the General, when I was first, like, doing run-throughs on the Saturn version, I honestly thought this was either going to be an incredibly slow fight or an incredibly risky fight. And that's mostly based upon the attack that he loves the most. If he goes into the corner and shoots out his fist, he's actually very, very hard to hit without taking damage. And obviously we can't win a damage race with him, because he just has more health than us. The secret is, though, once again, is Kuembu. Kuembu has a ridiculous hitbox. I thought you had to get up in his face and basically take damage. But it turns out, not really. Oh, yeah, we're not far away. Though, don't worry, I have plans for that. Ugh. course, this is a really bad general fight so far. Sadly, hour mark's not going to happen. If I knew how to do 0 quick kills, we could make it happen. 100% X run height? That's actually pretty tempting. But I have something better planned. Oh, right. I forgot the general has a desperation attack when he falls underneath half health, and it's this. This is the one instance of the air dash being useful, because it allows you to just get through that without any problems at all. This challenge run was not... This challenge run would have been a hustle if I did it completely blind. This is what happens when you actually practice. Because I want to see what it was like if I actually, like, practice... Like, once I played through Saber, like, what if I actually practiced this and actually had a good run? Instead of, say, get trapped on Sigma for, like, an hour and a half. And, yeah, I didn't realize I was going to get through it this quickly, though. I figured it was going to be, like, an hour and a half. No practice so blind. What is this? What happened? No, this weapon can't be working. General, what's wrong? Someone else is controlling it. Then, Earth is in grave danger. It must be stopped. I'll handle this. New run idea, just don't attack anybody at all. Tempting idea. Pass this run, boss kills only.
Ready.
Also tempting. Don't worry. In all likelihood, we're going to be doing Mega Man X5. Well, we're going to be doing Mega Man X6 definitely blind. So if you are missing some blind runs, don't worry, I got you covered. X6 through X8 are definitely going to be blind. So, boss fights, and we're going to start with Split Mushroom, because literally Split Mushroom is the most dangerous of them all. One reason or another, he just does not take the same amount of damage from Koembu as he does from your regular jumping attack. And so, because of that, he actually ends up being a bit more dangerous. Also, good on me for accidentally air dashing there. Hey Oki, how's it going? It's going exceedingly well, which is rare. Yeah, so this fight went bad, which is kind of what I expected was going to happen. So if he's not underneath half health, he's going to go across the ground and not in the air, and that completely throws off his pattern. I was kind of fearing that was going to happen. You literally have to hit him more or less at every possible opportunity when you have Koembu, otherwise that's going to happen. He's going to get desynced from his pattern. And he's very, very, very difficult to deal with. Glad to hear that, Oki. Yeah, so the key here is to get him down to half health. As quickly as possible. Alright, we're good. Well, unless that happens, but there we go. Alright. Yeah, could have been rougher, but it ended up going... Overall, went okay. Alright, so we'll do Slash Beast next, since they just happen to be right down there. I'll probably have to get some health at some point, but for now... For now, we're doing okay. So once again, none of these bosses actually really changed at all. One thing I do want to point out, though, is that half of these Mavericks are working for the Repliforce, and half of them are working for Sigma. And you can tell which ones are which by their health bars. You know Slash Beats is working for Repliforce because they're the Repliforce logo. And the ones working for Sigma, like Split Mushroom, have Sigma's logo, so keep an eye out for that. It's a really cool little touch that I'm glad that they did. And they actually continue that in Mega Man X5. Albeit for, I think, exactly one boss. I thought he was down to one hit. When he does that guard motion, if you hit him, he automatically does some slash crescents. Which, as Zero, basically means is unavoidable. But I thought I had one more hit on him. Yeah, we're just gonna get some health for some safety here. Oh, we'll go ahead and do Web Spider next. Yeah, once again, Web Spider is not going to be much of an issue. Because we can basically triple hit him every time. Sometimes he'll do that. He'll come on down, but actually not use the spider web attack, which could be a little annoying. But thankfully, not too much of an issue. Ow. Did not expect him to go left. Gah! I really hate his desperation mode because of that. It just becomes so unpredictable. And like, once again, like, if it was X, that fight is pretty darn easy, as you can imagine. Because you don't have to worry about what Spider running into you. Alright, good old Cyber Peacock again. Let's see if we can do this no-hit. Not particularly confident. Yep, okay. Timing out that first attack is always a little difficult. Like, I've noticed I have consistent trouble doing that. Giving me a very good pattern so far, though. He's not going up into the corner. Although, so far, this is a very sloppy fight regardless. I really should not have taken a hit. Okay, here we go. Okay. I'm glad I pulled this off okay. Did he decide to switch sides because I hit him so quickly? Because he looked like he did a flinch animation. That was really interesting. Huh. Well, either way, took him down, no problem. I don't know which boss this is. This is... Oh, it's Jet Stingray, so... Yeah, Jet Stingray is not going to be an issue. Oh, is that so? Which bonus are you trying to redeem? So I'm trying to minimize my lag frames as best. Hey, you know, sometimes you want to hang out in Sprite. You know? This is what Red Boys drink. You know? This is... You know, they drink the hottest Mountain Dew, because they're true gamers. He actually pretty rarely does his desperation attack, so to see it on both faces was very interesting. Yeah. Still not a big fan of Mountain Dew, honestly. I feel like I'm not a true gamer because of that. Alright, Frost Walrus is up next. Once again, Frost Walrus is supposed to be the first Maverick you're supposed to fight, so not gonna be much of a thing. Not a big root beer fan either, honestly. But I can at least appreciate a root beer. Yeah, they're really big and they just look really good. Like, I don't think any of the Reploids look nearly as good in, like, later games. Like, they just don't really look... They look a little out of place. Oh, Frostman. Oh yeah, it's kind of weird how, like, Mega Man 8 and Mega Man X4 came out roughly around the same time. And they have Frost Walrus in one, and they have Frostman in the other. And they're both big guys. It's kind of strange. Alright, Storm Owl. Storm Owl gave us a really good pattern last time. Let's see if that continues. One interesting thing about Storm Owl is that Storm Owl has, like, really weird invincibility frames. So, like, if you hit him just right with Kalimbu, you won't actually activate his invincibility, and he can do a ton of damage. And there we go. Never saw Storm Owl's true desperation attack either. It's another very, very rare attack. Comes into the center and just, like, unleashes, like, an X of like, wind attacks, essentially. But thankfully you didn't have to see that. Alright, finishing it off with Magma Dragoon. So yeah, once again, very predictable boss fight. Always gonna jump at least once before an attack. If it does a dive attack, we'll always do Hadoukens. If he's in the corners, there's a good chance that they're gonna do flame attack.
It's not over yet.
Also, another boss where you can just sort of stand behind him. Oh, hey! Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got better. Which, once again, can't repair Iris, you know. Alright. Oh, it was actually pretty unnecessary to collect that health now that I think about it. Also, hey, it's the Grim Reaper. Good work, Zero. You're Sigma, so was you. Yes, simply brilliant. You even defeated Colonel and Iris. You made me do it. No, you wanted to destroy them. Allow me to remind you that I was once the leader of the Maverick Hunters. Hello, exclusive cutscene to Zero's
What's
game.
our current situation?
Commander!
Where's that red Maverick that wiped out Garma's unit?
Inside. He's inside that door.
You may leave now. I'll take care of this personally.
Never trust ball people.
Commander?
I don't want any more of my people being sacrificed.
Yeah, it turns out I'm the rebuild Zero. This is not me. Don't know what you're talking about, Sigma. Yeah, it turns out. Dr. Wily looking out for the people. To be fair, it's proven that Reploids can teleport. Even when he was a good guy, Sigma always got clowned on. There's a W, what does it mean?
Look, it's Commander Sigma.
Incredible. Now I'm certain there's no one who's a match for the commander. What?
Take that, Red Maverick, to the repair center and call Dr. Kane. I wish to have that Maverick studied.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, Kiwi. Fat W for win.
Silence!
It is so frustrating that Capcom has not, literally has done everything possible to not confirm that Wily created Zero. It's so stupid. It's absolutely dumb. Zero, you are a maverick! What's your point? Are you that surprised? Ha, Zero, you're most impressive. Sigma, I will defeat you. I do like how, after all that, like, Zero's just like, yeah, shut up. Oh, okay, no, that makes sense. Yes, Dr. Ryrie.
Prepare to become space dust.
So time for the final boss. 4 forms that we gotta defeat. This first form, unfortunately, we do need to use a weapon to beat him. He's only vulnerable to the flaming uppercut. Oh god. Ah! So. Just gotta sit here and do this for a little while. I know, yeah, he does not like getting set on fire at all. I was hoping to get him an extra time there. Oh, believe me, Sigma, I totally am. I've been waiting for you, Zero. It's time for us to settle this. So, Sigma can be very, very difficult to deal with unless you do this. His second attack, he'll always throw his sight. If he throws it on the ground, you're screwed. If he throws it on the wall, you're fine. So just make sure you're next to the wall, and it's not an issue. If he throws it on the ground, he'll actually release homing boomerangs that are... well, we're about to see him. That are an absolute problem to deal with. Kind of a thin margin for error there, as you can tell. But there we go. Gotta make this exciting. Okay, Form 2 down. Now we get to fight Forms 3 and 4. Yeah, I think that he gives us a little bit of health. Ha ha ha! You're finished, Zero! Iris is waiting for you.
Tremble with terror, you are finished!
So Sigma here has two forms. He has that giant mech form there, and he has this like random head that's sticking out of the ground form. But the head form is easily the most dangerous. Mostly because of one attack that he can potentially do. Okay, I did that bad. He can either suck in or blow. We always want him to do the sucking attack. Or the blowing attack, I should say. Blowing attack, we can hit him. Sucking attack, we just cannot. And so far, 2 out of 2. And apparently, he really wants to do the flame head, which, that's fine. That's an easy head to deal with. Big Gunner head is not an issue, and in fact, he just signed his death warrant with this, because this form goes on forever. And it turns out, if you just stand where I'm standing, he can't hit you. Ah, see, that's a big reason why that's dangerous. Debris can appear below you, you can't hit it, and it'll just do damage to you. And then I jumped and accidentally air dashed. That sucked. Man. So if you double tap forward, you'll do dash. So sometimes you'll jump and you'll hit forward twice and you'll air dash, and then you die. I really wish you could disable that, but you can't.
Tremble with terror, you are finished!
I am really upset about that. Yep, fight's so nice, we gotta do it twice. Kuma, thank you for the bits, I appreciate that. Okay, you can get an extra hit on him. That's good. Oh, most certainly. Oh, we get to do this in reverse now. That's gonna be great. Alright, well, no worries, this is going to be literally no issue. Ow. Really worried there that I was not close enough to the wall, and I was going to get really messed up there. But there we go. Alright. So we're gonna go into the second form with full health at least, so... Or the second phase, I should say, with full health. So. Should be no problem.
Tremble with terror, you are finished!
Alright. Oh, I'm gonna do my best, Kiwi. Because I agree, dying, bad for your health. So my worry is that he's going to constantly do the sucking attack, because it's a 50-50 chance he'll do either or. And it's going to make this fight interminably long, after I got that good luck last time. But we'll see. Oh nice, okay, he's done this. So this is going to guarantee 2 phase on this form at least. Even if he does the like ground destruction laser. Because as you can see, you do just a ton of damage to him. You try to watch that right side of the screen like a hawk. If you see those spikes show up, you know you can start dashing. And you can end all these like interstitial phases by destroying the main head that's doing attacks as soon as possible. But some of those are a little harder to do. That debris actually disappeared for some reason. That was really weird. Technically, once we destroy one form, it automatically just goes to the other. So we don't really lose that much time. And that form is ideal because we can, like, that interstitial is like ideal because we can just so quickly destroy it. Alright, what are we gonna get? Man. Yep. Terrible luck, and we had debris appear below us, so... Get wrecked, son. I was tempted to try to, like, see if I couldn't destroy those heads quicker, but I don't want to take the risk now. Okay, we could theoretically be one form away from just wrecking him. And he keeps giving me the... He's giving me the toughest ones now. He's not being... Oh, that was late. Boom, there we go. That's time. Well, it's not time yet. Actually, we don't lose control yet. What's so funny? The weapon is aimed at Earth. No one can stop it. No! Goodbye, Zero. General! Zero, I was wrong. Sigma! Sigma, he blinded me to the truth. It's okay, rest. With my body, I could stop the weapon. But then it's over for the soldier. Farewell! General! And that's time. Too many switch characters, I can settle for Toad. We'll be switching characters here in a second. And there we go. That's Mega Man X4. Time for the ending cinematic. Ah, look at that cool old man. I bet he's really cool to hang out with.
So, this is what happened to me. This is my fate. I couldn't save anyone after all. Iris!
Please stop, brother! Zero.
Iris, did we Reploids all turn out to be Mavericks after all?
Deep message. Am I really the Maverick? Yeah, and that's Mega Man X4. A fantastic game with kind of a bad final half, to be honest. Having only 2 fortress stages essentially kind of sucks. But I mean, it's a beautiful looking game. Love the music. Love the bosses. Oh, don't worry, Kiwi. From here on out, all the Mega Man X games are going to have absolutely uplifting endings. It's not going to get progressively worse for everybody involved. Definitely not. This is the hot. This is the worst. This is the worst it's gonna get. But yeah, I guess to go over a few differences, if we played through, like, with X, we would have to fight Colonel through 4 stages. There's a lot less cinematics as well. Like, this definitely feels like it's supposed to be like Zero's coming out party as, like, a fully fleshed character. So you can tell, like, there's, like, a lot more cinematics for him and whatnot. X's ending is, like, him being like, boy, I'm really sad, and Zero being like, get over it. And X being like, if I become Maverick, destroy me. He's like, man, whatever, shut up. But yeah, it's funny because, honestly, past this, it definitely becomes more of an X game again. Like, being able to play as both X and Zero is going to be a thing in X5, X6, and further on, but, like, definitely for X5 and X6, like, it seems like more work was put into the X side of things, which is interesting. But, we'll get to experience that next week. But y'all are probably thinking, I feel a little cheated here. Like, we haven't even been streaming for 2 hours. We really have only been streaming for like an hour and 30. And, you know, that doesn't sit right. That doesn't feel right. So part of the reason why I wanted to practice this to make sure I can get through X4 a little bit quickly is, one, want to see what it was like for not only myself, but for you, the viewer, like, if there's a polished run. But two, when I said we're playing all the mainline Mega Man X games, that was a lie. Because it turns out there's more. Turns out the Game Boy exists. So we're gonna do a little bit of Mega Man Extreme. A game that's, let's call it impressive. Let's call it an impressive game. Not sure if I would call it a good game. But yeah, I don't believe there's anything further from here. I think literally just the music cuts out and it just hangs out here forever. Well, maybe. Bet? Oh, the battle has ended, but for some reason, Zero's memory of the past continues to haunt his mind. As a hunter, it's his duty to go after those Mavericks, and at the same time, he knows that it's his destiny to defeat his friend one day. 2 different people, 2 different fates. In the future, Zero's decision will lead 2 great hunters to tragedy. The future is coming. Yo, X and Zero gonna fight! Oh, okay, I guess it just goes back to the title screen. Huh. The name of the Game Boy game is Mega Man Extreme.
X4.
And we're going to go ahead and load that up right now. Also, you're going to see some interesting things on stream. In fact, I'm going to stop.